Yeah. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Cold dawn resting on the skyline. First light touching empty highways. Every mile carry reminders, nothing comes easy. Old men taught me at a young age. Watch the actions, not the language. Character reveals itself when comfort disappears. I don't gamble with my values. I don't auction off convictions. Anything surrendered cheaply wasn't treasured. Most people fold under pressure. Trying hard to keep appearances. Strength begins the very moment pretending ends. Strong backs carry heavy burdens without demanding admiration. Every responsibility accepted builds another layer. No resentment toward hard seasons. Winter sharpens every forest. A difficult road often leads where easy roads don't. Good men leave more than possessions. They leave standards worth protecting. Some inherit money from fathers, others inherit discipline. I'd arrived across the valley, headlights stretching through the darkness. I kept moving with an inheritance of steel, steady and unbroken. Wealth can be transferred, status can be granted, but character must be earned. A strong name is not built in comfort. It's built in the moments nobody sees. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Steel gray morning on the terrace. Clouds hanging over the skyline. Every decade leaves a lesson for those paying attention. Old rivals faded into distance. Old ambitions change the shape too. Some goals lose their attraction once they're understood. I don't need to dominate rooms, I don't need to win discussions. Anything truly substantial stands without defense. Most people chase visible status, collecting symbols and impressions. I prefer becoming someone who doesn't need them. Dum 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 dum. Strong men protect their retention like a vault protects its contents. Every minute spent carelessly is unrecoverable. No resentment to await rejection. Some refusals carry blessings. A closed hand cannot receive what an open one can. Good instincts grow through observation. Years of watching, years of listening. Some advantages come simply from noticing patterns. Night arrived beyond the city window, light scattered by constellations. I kept living by the unwritten rule, certain of my course. The world teaches people how to attract attention. Very few learn how to deserve it. requested is temporary. Respect that is earned becomes permanent. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Anyone can. Anyone can. One can. Yeah. Rain taps softly on the window. City waking under gray skies. Every challenge carries a lesson for those observing. Old impulses lost their authority years ago through repetition. Self-control became a habit, not a struggle. I don't answer every insult, I don't attend every conflict. Certain victories become losses if pursued blindly. Most people react to the moment, hand and power to circumstances. I prefer deciding my direction before emotions. Strong men understand restraint first before influence ever finds them. Every word withheld at the right time creates leverage. No resentment with provocations. Some distractions wear fine clothing. A wise mind knows the difference between noise and signal. Good discipline earns its freedom like a key forged over decades. Some of life's most valuable assets can't be purchased. Evening settled beyond the harbor, street lamps shimmer through the rainfall. I kept moving with the price of composure, calm beneath the pressure. Anyone can control a situation. Few can control themselves. The second is rarer. The strongest hand is often the one that remains steady. Anyone can. First light resting on the rooftop, city stretching into motion. Every tower started somewhere smaller than memory. Old craftsmen knew a simple secret: stone by stone becomes a fortress. Great things rarely arrive, suddenly they are assembled. I don't chase overnight success, I don't trust sudden admiration. Anything built without a foundation won't survive weather. Most people want the crown itself, you accept the weight beneath it. Leadership begins the moment comfort ends. Strong men govern their emotions before attempting larger kingdoms. Every impulse left unchecked becomes a future weakness. No resentment or the doubt or some skepticism sharpens focus. A difficult audience often creates excellence. Good discipline compounds daily like a river shaping granite. Some of the strongest structures stand because they endured. Evening settled over downtown, golden windows lit the skyline. I kept building the quiet empire beyond attention. Many want authority, few develop self-command. One comes before the other. finest empire a man can build is mastery over himself. Dum, dum, dum. Bum, bum. Go. Dum, 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 dum. Pile of shoes crossing the marble, morning papers on the doorstep. Every day begins with choices before words matter, or promises stay remembered long after conversations finish. A man's value isn't measured by what he claims. I don't offer empty handshakes, I don't borrow someone else's vision. Anything attached to my name must carry weight. Most people see quick admiration like sparks rising for a moment. I prefer becoming the fire that survives winter. That survives winter. Strong men know when not to answer. Not every challenge deserves presence. Every distraction asks a question. What's the return? No resentment toward opposition. Resistance sharpens observation. The difficult road often teaches superior lessons. Good character isn't inherited, it's practiced in ordinary moments. Some of the finest reputations were built quietly, even settled on the boulevard. Street lamps painting lines on wet stone. I kept living by the code of the gentleman. Certain and composed. Be reliable. Be measured. Be difficult to corrupt. A gentleman does not demand respect. He leaves a standard behind him. Boom. The chairman's hour. The chairman's the chairman's 5 a.m. before the skyline. Coffee steaming in the half light. Every minute holds a value. Most spend carelessly. Empty streets beneath the towers. Silence hanging over downtown. Some men sleep through opportunity. Some prepare for it. I don't wait for perfect timing. I don't rely upon momentum. Anything we're building slowly requires discipline. Most people love the destination. They imagine the arrival. Few respect the repetition that creates it. That chairman's hour. Strong men honor private standards. Even when nobody is present, every habit leaves a fingerprint across the future. No attachment to convenience. Comfort often dulls ambition. The sharp edge survives because it keeps its purpose. The good judgment grows through reflection, not through noise or constant movement. Some advantages are created before sunrise. Morning painted gold on glass walls. Office lights began appearing. I kept moving through the chairman's hour, focused and composed. The difference is rarely talent. The difference is what a man does when nobody expects anything from him. Chairman's hour. The chairman's hour. Chairman's hour. Success is public. Discipline is private. Only one creates the other. The chairman's hour. Black ledger. Black ledger resting on the desktop. Names and dates written in clean lines. Every chapter held a lesson, paid for directly. Old mistakes became advisors, more reliable than victories. Success rarely teaches wisdom the way failure does. I don't count the things I purchased, I don't measure life in numbers. The rarest assets never sit inside a vault door. Most people spend their energy trying hard to look important. I prefer becoming capable when it matters. Black leisure. Black leisure. Yeah. Strong men know the cost of choices before they ever sign a contract. Every signature creates a path you must walk later. No resentment toward the setback. Some detours reveal the landscape. A straight road doesn't always lead to the right place. Good judgment earns its reputation through repetition and correction. Some men inherit opportunities, others build them. Midnight settled on the skyline, office towers glow like beacons. I kept turning pages in the black ledger, certain of the numbers. The world records what you gained. Life records who you became. Only one truly matters. Black ledger. Black ledger. Profit can be counted. Character cannot. Boom, 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 boom. Last glass resting on the oak table. Night settling beyond the curtains. Every chapter knows this moment to be finished. Old conversations lost their gravity. Once intentions became visible. Some connections only exist for a season. I don't beg for understanding, I don't linger where I'm tolerated. Anything that lacks sincerity costs too much. Most people fear to act or leaving, holding on beyond expiration. I prefer an honest ending over a false stay. Over a false day. Strong men recognize the signal before the damage becomes permanent. Every closed gate carries knowledge if you read it. No resentment toward the exits, no desire for final speeches. A quiet nod can say far more than an argument. Good judgment knows when to continue. Wisdom knows when to release it. Some of life's most valuable games begin with absence. Street lights blurred across the rain glass, engine humming through the darkness. I kept driving with the art of departure, hands steady on the wheel. Not everything lost is a loss. Not every ending is defeat. Some doors close to preserve your future. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. A man becomes powerful the day he learns to leave without looking back. Push, push, push. Boom, 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 boom. Push, push, push. Dum, 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 dum. Bim, 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 bim. Yeah. Lady even inside the study, lamplight resting on the bookcase. Every page held a reminder about perspective. Old victory sat on the shelf there, without frames or celebrations. Some achievements gain importance by staying private. I don't reveal every intention, I don't advertise every movement. Anything discussed too early loses power. Most people speak to fill the silence, afraid of what stillness exposes. I discover quiet moments hold the answers. Strong men aren't easily shaken, not because they lack emotion. They simply choose what deserves access to their focus. No resentment or confusion. Clarity arrives through patience. A muddy river settles slowly when left alone. Good judgment rarely seeks attention. It works quietly in the background. Some of life's greatest advantages remain invisible. Midnight settled on the rooftops, moonlight crossed the wooden floorboards. I kept living by the value of silence, unmoved by noise. The loudest voice is rarely the wisest. The calmest mind usually sees the furthest. Stop needing to be heard. You begin hearing what truly matters. Early dawn across the highlands, cold air settling on the pine trees. Every year strips away something that was never needed. Old victories gather dust quietly. Old regrets lose their influence. Time reveals what truly matters without permission. I don't envy another pathway, I don't compare another story. Every man receives a different set of mountains. Most people count their possessions, adding figures beside their names. I prefer to count the promises that I've honored. Strong men carry private burdens without displaying them as trophies. Every responsibility accepted shapes the shoulders. No resentment toward hard season. Winter taught the roots endurance. A calm mind grows where chaos fails to gain entry. Good principles don't need witnesses. Integrity survives in solitude. Some of the finest decisions are never announced. Cloud shadows cross the valley floor. Sunlight touched the distant ridge line. I kept walking by the measure of a man, certain of my footing. A man's worth is not tested when life is generous. It is tested when life becomes expensive. Strength is not what you can carry. Strength is what you refuse to drop. Yeah. Long coat folded against the cold wind. Street lamps glowing on the cobblestones. Every city has 1,000 faces. Few stay genuine. Old cafes opening before sunrise. Fresh newspapers stacked beside doorways. Some people search for opportunities, some create them. I don't hurry talking conclusions. I don't speak before observing. Most mistakes announce themselves if you stay patient. People often chase excitement, mistaking motion for direction. I prefer a measured pathway built with purpose. The man in the overcoat. Strong men understand restraint first before they ever lead others. Every kingdom lost in history ignored that lesson. No resentment to betrayal. Some departures bring precision, a clearer view of who deserves a seat beside you. Good habits compound quietly, like interest over decades. Some fortunes grow inside the mind before the ledger. Fog settled over the riverfront clock towers. Watch the midnight hour. I kept walking as the man in the overcoat, unmoved by distractions. A wise man doesn't fear being alone. He fears becoming someone he doesn't respect. The crowd seeks comfort. The exceptional seek mastery. The crowd admires speed. The king is not known by how fast he moves. He is known by how little can move him. Cold sunrise over the hillside, long shadow stretching through the valley. Every morning ask the question, who are you becoming? Old roads carved into the mountains, still standing after countless winters. Some things earn their reputation by enduring. I I don't hurry toward arrivals, I don't panic over time, and anything destined to be lasting requires patience. Most people sprint toward applause, burning fuel to reach a moment. I prefer a measured rhythm built for decades. Built for decades. Don't confuse movement with meaningful progression. Every step should serve a purpose beyond appearance. No resentment towards slow seasons. Oak trees grow without permission. The finest structures in existence reject urgency. Good character takes refinement. Years of choices, years of pressure. Some of life's most valuable rewards cannot be rushed. Evening settled on the ridge line, last light resting on the stonework. I kept walking at the king's pace, certain and steady. The crowd admires speed. History remembers endurance. There is a difference. Is not known by how fast he moves. He is known by how little can move him. No man is not defined. A man is not defined by what he achieves. He is defined by what he refuses to become. First key turning in the doorway. House still quiet before the sunrise. Every habit built this morning, long before success did. Old notebooks filled with observations, margins crowded with small reminders. Great lives rarely change direction through one decision. I don't lower my expectations just because the room got smaller. Anything worth having asks for something equal. Most people seek easier answers, searching hard for softer pathways. I prefer the road that teaches rather than comforts. Strong men protect their principles the same way castles guard their gates. Every compromise leaves a crack if repeated. No resentment toward temptation, it simply reveals priorities. A clear mind knows exactly what it won't exchange. Good character grows through refusal, not acceptance of everything. Some opportunities are costly for the wrong reasons. Twilight settled on the courtyard, long shadows stretched across the stonework. I kept walking as the keeper of standards, certain of my values. Your habits create your future. Your standards decide your habits. Choose carefully. Your habits create your future. Your standards decide your habits. Choose carefully. A man is not defined by one. A man is not defined by what he achieves. He is defined by what he refuses to become. Cold morning resting on the waterfront, fog hanging low above the river. Every season taught a lesson about attachment. Old circles changed without warning. Familiar faces took new directions. Some people belong to memories, not the future. I don't hold what wants to leave me. I don't chase what keeps retreating. Anything requiring pursuit loses value. What most people fear, empty spaces, filling silence with distractions. I learned solitude can sharpen what noise blurs out. Strong men understand boundaries, not as walls, but as protection. Every gate exists for reasons beyond appearance, but no resentment toward departures, no desire to rewrite endings. A closed chapter still contributes to the whole book. Good judgment grows from observation, watching patterns over promises. Some truths arrive without speaking at all. Street lamps flicker through the mist fog. Footsteps echo down the boardwalk. I kept walking with the discipline of distance, comfortable alone. Not everyone who leaves is a loss. Not everyone who stays is an asset. Maturity is knowing who deserves your presence. Wisdom is knowing who does not. Boom, boom. Yo. Sunrise glowing on the skyline, stealing glass, catching reflections. Every morning starts an auction for your attention. Old ambitions when they're limits. After years of observation, some rewards appear attractive, then reveal the invoice. I don't spend my time carelessly. I don't lend my trust too quickly. Anything of genuine value requires earning. Most people want instant access to a life they never built yet. I prefer the slow construction of something lasting. Strong men understand the principle. Respect moves differently than money. You can purchase many luxuries, not credibility. No resentment toward the doubters. Skepticism has its purpose. A reputation tested often becomes stronger. Good conduct compounds in silence, like interest over decades. Some accounts grow without numbers yet become priceless. Night settled over the financial district. Office windows shimmered like constellations. I kept moving with the currency of respect and investing carefully. Money can open the door. Respect decides whether you're invited back. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. richest man in the room is not always the one with the most. Sometimes he's the one trusted most. Boom, boom.